I have a dream that one day Guy Ritchie would just get off his backside and get into production with Sherlock Holmes 3. Come on, man! Hello buddy, I am Oscar from Heel Pictures and welcome to my review for Selma. Now the plot of Selma is about Martin Luther King's campaign to secure equal voting rights via a march from Selma to Montgomery in 1965. Right off the bat I can say David Oyelowo transformed into Martin Luther King Jr. in this film. Like, I didn't see David Oyelowo. When you hear Martin Luther King's voice and David Oyelowo portray Martin Luther King, you really see how much David Oyelowo transformed. Another positive I have to give this film is that the directing was very good. It had its own, this film had its own style. She did a very good job at directing. I think that she definitely put her style to the film, and I do think it worked well with it. I also thought the editing was pretty good as well. I mean, especially like there were moments when it flashed on, FBI notes when it was chronicling, like it came up with the logo, and then it went like typewriter style, and it had text across the screen. I thought that was really well done. That could have came off just very, what's the word I'm looking for? It could have came off very gimmicky and just very spoon feeding you, but it felt like its own thing. I also thought the music was very good in the film. I actually really liked the music. There was a lot of soulful songs. It worked well for the very inspirational moments, and it worked very well for the very heartbreaking moments. And I even really liked the song Glory, the theme song for this film, which was the end credits song, which was by Carmen and John Legend. I thought that was a very good song, and I'm actually rooting for that song to win Best Original Song at the Oscars. And now, this film is a 12A rated film, and there is a lot of violence in it. And you might be wondering, well, how can the violence be all that good if it was, you know, if it's only 12A? How can it be really brutal and effective and all that? Well, trust me, the violence is effective. Do you know why? Because they don't necessarily show blood, or really, you don't necessarily see the violence happening. And it's due to really good directing and really good editing, especially during some of the riot scenes where you see just like policemen with batons, just they swing, you just hear just a hit, and then you just see the person just fall to the ground, and it's like, oh Jesus Christ. Or it would even cut someone's reaction like, oh, like that, like when it's been shown on the news, and it's like you're just about to see something happen, and then you just cut and you just see someone go, oh, like gasp, like, oh my god, or someone cry. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is brutal. When they're not actually showing something that's done, and that's a great combination of good directing, good editing, and the music really helped with it as well. And now this film had a very seesaw pace for me. I mean, yeah, during some of the moments where, you know, violence was happening, it was like, oh goodness, this is pretty effective. Or moments with Martin Luther King's speeches, and when he's, you know, getting, you know, everyone amped up, I actually got a few chills at a few points through his speech. But then there's moments but then there are some really slow moments. There are some, it's weird because it goes from like, oh yes, powerful, yeah, inspirational, yeah, energetic, to just really slow pace, and to a point where I end up just checking out of the film to a point. I am not interested in politics. And I'm really not interested in American politics. I'm not interested in it because I don't need to have any involvement in it. I shouldn't know American politics. And the film, when it goes into a political stage, it gets slow and it gets boring and they start saying things which I just don't care for at all. It kind of brings me back to Lincoln in a way. It's like, it's not as boring as Lincoln. This film has really good moments. This film has good moments in it. But then it just slowed down and it was just like, can we just really speed things up here? I'm really getting bored now. And then due to the really slow moments, I started getting taken out of the film and I started nitpicking with the film even more. And one thing I really did come across was that aside from David Oyelowo and aside from him and Tom Wilkinson in the film, there wasn't really any other great performances. They were just kind of bleh. Like, not great. Like, they were just okay. And then there was Tim Roth. Throughout this film, I was watching Tim Roth. And when he came on the screen, I was like, man, you know, he's really done a good job hiding his British accent. He's come a long way since Reservoir Dogs. And then, as I said, as the film got to its slow points and I started getting taken out of it, I was watching Tim Roth and I was thinking to myself, he sounds like he's trying to do his best Christopher Walken impression. And when I got that in mind, I just could not take his character seriously at all. And that's kind of my negatives. It's just really slow and it gets really boring at points. And it's just not really my type of film in that regards because I'm not a political guy. And it really does drag and yeah, it's not really a rewatchable film. It's not Oscar baity, which this film could very well have been Oscar baity. It's another film dealing about race issues and everything. And although it's not my favourite one in the past few years, because there's been a lot in the past few years dealing with race, this film doesn't like feel like, oh, give us the Academy Award, oh, give us the Oscar. It's just trying to tell the story. So overall, Selma has a really good performance by David Oyelowo and a really good performance by Tom Wilkinson. It has great editing, great music, effective violence. It has a seesaw pacing issue, and I do think the directing is good, and I would have liked to have seen the directing be recognised in any award shows. Not because she's a black woman, not because the award ceremony could have had the opportunity to nominate the very first black woman for director. Not because of that. She deserved a nomination because she did a good job on directing. Her race and her gender has nothing to do with it. It is her talent, and she has good talent. And yes, she maybe should have got a nomination. She did a better job than another director in the nominations list. But at the end of the day, she just didn't get nominated, and she deserved to get nominated because she is a good director. So guys, thank you for watching my review for Selma. What did you guys think of Selma? Comment below, let me know. Links will be down below for Twitter and Facebook. And before I finish this video, I want to say this. Oscars night, February 22nd, I was a part of a collaborative video with Fanatics, and there's a lot more people involved in that. So on February 22nd, 2015, the video will be uploaded on the Fanatics channel. I'll put a link down below for their channel. They are pretty cool guys. They do a lot of cool stuff, just to let you know. And yeah, and I have been a part of their video. And so till next time guys, I shall see you later and goodbye.